Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's about 4:41 in the morning, and I actually went to bed last night at about 8:15. It was still light out, Asking for a friend if that's okay, and slept amazingly well. And then there's something else that I started doing also, getting back to walking. And I walk Monday and Tuesday, and today's Wednesday. I'll do it again this morning, but a mile and a half before I get my day started. And it's made a huge difference. It really has. We do this whole thing, making money and, trying to acquire new stuff, nice stuff, go on vacations, eat 7-pound lobster tails, in Vegas, do all kinds of stuff. And the thing about it is that if you get to a point where you're not able to do anything physically, then all this money is basically worthless to a certain degree. And I've seen it happen with people, and I so want you all to retire before 65, 70 years old. My game plan is I still got 4 houses, get them done next year, by July of next year, and then I'm going to go and start doing it and everything. And it is very difficult to even imagine, for lack of better words, taking a whole week and not doing anything that is what I would say work oriented. I always joke and say, I'd like to find a life mate, a lady to do the rest of my life with, and that has financial resources to be able to go and do 2 weeks in the Maldives. If that's what we decided to do. The simple fact is that more than likely I can't do it more than about 5 days, and I'd be going woo crazy. I'd take a book with me, a couple books, but probably after about the 3rd or 4th day, just sitting around reading and everything like that, I'd be going stark raving crazy. Haven't ever been one to be able to sit still that long. So there you have it on that aspect. But I really, I want you to take this day, whatever it is that you are thinking about doing, and I want you to go ahead and put some action towards it. The thing about it, we can read all we want, we can watch as many videos, we can write about it, we can talk about it, we can do all of that, but there is nothing that substitutes for taking action, okay? I agree that being prepared and making some type of gestures as far as doing research and being prepared is good and everything like that, but you take 2 years of doing that and then just take the person that says, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and basically builds the parachute on the way down after jumping out of the plane. They're going to make more progress than the person that takes 6, 7 months to make something happen. And that's all there is to it. Okay. That is by far the defining line, the defining factor between those that are successful and those that are not, is taking action. Okay. I see it all the time with real estate. Meet somebody, oh yeah, I'm running the numbers, looking at a couple deals and everything, I'm going to make something happen. And then a year later, they're still running the numbers and they're still looking at a few deals and they're still going to make something happen. And it's like, what question do you have that still needs to be answered for you to be able to move forward? And there are no questions. It's fear, okay? And the thing about it is you're going to make mistakes. You're going to lose money. Guaranteed, you will lose money at some point, okay? That's a fact of hustling. And but you have to look at it in this aspect. If I give you 100 and take 50 back, if I give you 100 and take 50 back, do you want to do that every day of the week? That's a 50% return on your money, or a 50% return on your time. And so the thing is that so many people are worried about losing the $5, but they're not going to make the $10. And I've met a couple people that have seen me on the channel in person, and got to do it a couple weeks ago with a gentleman down from Tennessee. Hey, Darren, what's up? And, that was great to sit down and have lunch with him and talk with him and whatnot. He's got out of the landscaping business, started getting into real estate, going to flip some houses, generate some cash, buy some rentals. And then probably one of the most mind-blowing stories was with a guy that he sent me an email with his phone number, took me up on the 15 minutes that I offer. And I called him and we talked and everything. And, he started a junk removal business. And, he said, man, I'm doing good. I've never had this much money. I'm, enjoying it. And then I got these problems. I got that problems. And I'm shaking my head. I totally relate to him and everything. And employees and this and that and everything. And, and the guy had been on disability. And he said, I'm off disability. And I was like, wow, okay, well, cool, And we get to talking some more. And I asked him, I said, well, what was your disability? And he says, I'm blind. He starts a junk removal business, and the guy is blind. And he's doing real well. And thankfully, we were on Facebook, and I got to see that he was in Tennessee while I was seeing my mom. And I'm like, we got to get together and do lunch. So we had a great lunch, and I was able to meet some of his family. He met my mom, had a good time. And I asked him, I said, what exactly was it that I said, or what did I do that caused you to do this? And he said, you made a statement of, get off the couch and do something. And quite simply, I was floored. That's all it took to get a blind man off a couch. And he was sitting on the couch, he said, when he heard it, for him to start a business. So I've just taken about 90% of your excuses away. There's no reason for you to be having financial difficulty if a blind man can start a junk removal business. Now I'm going to tell you a side hustle that requires no money, just a strong back. What you do is you go to your neighbors in your neighborhood, and generally speaking, this is going to have to be a suburb or in the city, and you offer for $5 or $10 every week. You'll pull that person's trash can out to the road, and when it's the trash man comes by and empties it, then you pull it back within 24 hours. Not everybody's going to do it, but guess what? You've got absolutely nothing to lose because you don't have anything invested in it. You can actually just go up and knock on their door and say, hey, for $5 every week, I'll pull your trash can out to the road, leave it there, and once it's dumped, I'll get it back to the side of your house within 24 hours. You got nothing to lose, okay? And you got nothing invested, because everything you need to do that, you already got. Clothes and shoes, and that's it. So you can go out in public and not get arrested for being naked. And the thing about it is that so many times our ego, our emotions get involved. Well, I don't want anybody to see me pulling somebody else's trash can. I'm 50 years old. I'm driving a Mercedes. I'm living in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house and everything. What's it going to look like if they see me pulling somebody else's trash cans out and everything? Well, as I'm cashing them checks and booking my flight to the Maldives, or, getting a 7-pound Australian lobster at Golden Steer in Vegas, I don't give a damn what you think about me, because I'm doing what I want. When I buy the big bag of beef jerky and I'm not looking at the price tag, I don't care what you think about me, okay? I got pictures of me down inside of a sewer because I was having to clear out a lateral going to one of my properties, and I didn't want to pay for a plumber to do it. There's all kinds of stuff that I've had to do that, I really don't care if you know about it or not, or what your judgment is if you did find out about it. And the thing is that, so often I hear people say, oh, do what you love and the money will follow. Well, it's a great concept. Okay, and in theory, it makes sense. My situation has been different. I haven't followed what I love. I followed the money because the money was going to translate into something as far as more rental properties, and then I was going to be able to do the retired thing a lot sooner. Okay. There was a lot of times I did stuff that I absolutely hated. I abhorred it. I did not enjoy it whatsoever, but it paid real good. And so I went ahead and did it so that I could get to the point where I'm at today. A lot of people aren't going to do that. Oh, I just don't. It was like a couple months ago, I cut somebody's yard for $40. And folks, technically I don't have to work, okay? I just don't have as many options as I want available, so I still have some things left undone that I need to get done. And this one person was like, man, I don't know why you would do that. And I'm like, well, it was $40. And he was like, oh man, I won't get out of bed for less than $35 an hour and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, it's good to have standards, it's good to have self-worth. And yeah, fuck that, man, I'm not doing that kind of work for that kind of little money and everything. And I was like, okay. And I said, the last 90 days, your phone's been cut off a few times. Well, yeah, but what's that got to do anything with it, And I'm like, it's got everything to do with it. Well, how do you figure? And I said, because you're not willing to do whatever it takes. I am. And he even made a comment and said, you really don't have to work. Why do you do that? And I said, that's what got me to that position is that I did those things. I worked a lot of nights, a lot of weekends, a lot of overtime. And, well, I still wouldn't do it. And I said, I understand. I do, okay? And I appreciate you being like that. Well, why is that? I said, because you're never my competition. Figure out who's got your money. Have a good day. If you want 15 minutes of my time, then send me an email with a phone number. I will call you and just have your questions ready and we'll talk. And so hope you have a fantastic day. We will talk at you later.